Well, hello once again, all my vintage dirt bike loving YouTubers, and thanks to you all once more for tuning in to Classic Dirt Bike TV. Now, we've had quite a few brand new subscribers signed up since our last video posting, so hello to you all, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. I do hope you find something in here that entertains you with regards looking at these old vintage race bikes. Okay, coming up, it's been quite some time since we've shown any Evolution race bikes here on my channel, and I'm going to put that right just now by taking a look at this lovely 1989 Honda CR250 Evo bike. So I do hope you enjoy that. So without any further delay, let's just jump straight into the video. Now, this lovely looking 1989 Honda CR250 was a bike that I captured at a Scottish Twinshock and Evolution race meeting at Garelochead in Argyllshire on the west coast of Scotland just a few years back. Now, at the time, the bike belonged to Dougie Dryden, although as that was a few years ago, it's maybe changed hands a few times by now. Anyhow, the story goes that this CR250 was built by Will Honeysett, and it was intended for this bike to be raced at the Vets MXDN event at Farleigh Castle, although as to whether that actually happened, I'm not entirely sure. Now, first up, these front forks at first glance may look like the original Showa Honda items, but in fact these are white power suspension units that are painted to look like the factory originals. Now, whether these white powered units will be any better than the Honda front forks, I'm not entirely sure, although the bike builder must have had his reasons for the swap. But nevertheless, they certainly look the part, and I expect they'll perform quite well on the racetrack. Now, the front brake caliper once again has been changed from the standard Honda item, and in its place we have a good, very high quality Italian made Brembo brake, and along with these new alloy SM Pro Platinum wheels and their Dunlop tyres. But it's certainly a tough looking front end that's fitted to this Evolution Honda machine. Now, again, the bike's rear shock is an Öhlins unit, and this was specifically made to match the bike's 89 frame and the performance of those white power front forks. Now, this of course is bolted onto the Honda ProLink swing arm, which, as well you know, is still regarded as one of the best rear suspension systems you can get for these Evolution Honda race bikes. But when it comes to these 89 CR250 Honda motors, there's not really a lot that you can say other than these were and still are regarded as one of the best two-stroke motors that Honda ever made. Now, they had reed valve induction, with the fuel of course being fed by a flat slide Keihin carburetor, and Honda's HPP power valve, or Honda Power Port to give it its full title. But this bike's also been fitted with this Pro Circuit Works expansion chamber, and this is an upgraded replacement for the stock Honda item that would have been fitted in 1989. And of course, naturally, this is bolted on to this alloy tailpipe, which again is another upgrade to the Honda original part to make sure that the bike has that proper sounding brap when it's first fired up. Now, as you've no doubt guessed, this beautifully sculpted alloy fuel tank replaces what would have been the Honda original plastic tank, and this lovely piece of engineering is made by GMX Fabrications. But GMX are still regarded as the kings of alloy fabrication, and they make all manner of top quality fuel tanks and radiators for these kind of Evolution bikes. So maybe if you're looking for a replacement alloy fuel tank for your Evo Honda, or maybe looking for bigger radiators, then it's certainly worth checking out their website at gmxradiators.co.uk. But you have to admit that this alloy fuel tank does add a certain bit of class to this bike, and of course it won't be too much heavier than the standard Honda plastic item. Now this bike has a good quality Domino gasser throttle and grips on this 89 Honda, and again a nice set of modern Renthal race bars just to help steer this red rocket in the right direction. Now once again, these were pretty good seats that were fitted to these 250 Evo Hondas, with that front section extending over the top of the fuel tank, just so that the rider could shift his weight over the front of the bike to help him make those tight turns. But this is certainly a fine example of one of these iconic 1989 Evolution Hondas, and again not an original bike, but still one of the most sought after racers for riders who want to go Evolution racing. And good condition CR250s certainly sell for top money, and that's another reason that reflects their popularity among Evolution racers. And the combination of the stonking Honda two-stroke motor and of course the 89 chassis still make this bike a sure race winner, and without doubt the must-have machine if you want power, handling and reliability. But the huge list of championship wins that top riders around the world have won on these bikes is just mind-blowing. And to think, in their early days of the company, Mr. Honda, who hated two-stroke bikes and even stated at the time that Honda would never ever build a two-stroke bike, and to think eventually that they would go on to build some of the world's best two-smoker off-roaders, including of course this featured 89 250. But even in their standard factory trim, these were still very quick bikes straight out of the crate, and you could do so many things to these 250 Evolution bikes to make them quicker and handle even better, and that's why they're up there near the top of the charts among the list of the best motocrossers ever made. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking that very brief look around a nice example of one of those 1989 Honda CR250 Evolution bikes. Now, we don't get many chances to showcase Evo bikes here on my channel, but when we do come across one or two examples, we do like to show them to our subscribers. Okay, coming up in my next video posting, we're going twin shock racing this time, and we're going to showcase some racing footage from a very wet, windy and muddy scramble event that was held at Kincardine in Fife in 2010. So if you like your scrambling to be wet and muddy and a bit of fun, then do join me to take a look at that. Okay, until the next time, everybody continue to be safe and well, and hopefully in the future we will be able to get back out there racing with our old vintage race bikes. But until then, I hope you'll rejoin me here on Classic Dirt Bike TV to take a look at more of this vintage iron.